Let's start off with upcoming news for this week. We have news about a pairing, a new pairing, a very unusual pairing that are going to make a new company, and they're going to make a lot of new horror films. I'm surprised by this. Eli Roth, maybe not, but Curtis 50 Cent Jackson teaming up with him. I don't know where that came from, but it's awesome. And they're teaming up for a trio production. They're producers, a trio of films called The Gun, TRACKMASTER, and Creature House are all in the works. And we have like little pieces of what each one of these are. I want to share that with you. The Gun comes from writer Kirkland Morris. When a young man with a bright future seeks to get revenge for his father's murder, he finds a gun that is haunted by an evil force.
Fun.
Yeah.
Unique.
It sounds that way. It's like one of those, I don't know what you would call it, but it's it's a haunted thing.
Haunted object?
Yes.
Yep.
Object. The Gun, which I just talked about, is not named TRACKMASTER. TRACKMASTER is written by Justin Kaelin Chen, a burgeoning rap duo, uses a beat of mysterious origin in their new signal and accidentally unleashes an ancient spirit that brutally murders anyone that hears it. After the young rappers make this discovery, the race is on to stop the song's release.
Okay. Kind of reminds me of that what we just watched, where the movie was like playing those 4 notes or something to summon the devil. Or something.
Right.
Yes, yes.
And Deathgasm, and it's a bit of a trope, but it's the rap version.
Rap version, yes.
It is. And
finally,
which could be really good. Could be really good.
Could be. Finally, Creature House. I love the name. Creature House is from Dallas Jackson and Kevin Griveau, who is part of what is it? The Werewolf and the Vampire movies. Crystal, what is that?
Which ones?
Under.
Oh, Underworld.
Underworld. Thank you. God, could not pull that out of my brain. Thank you. That's why you're here. Yeah. All right. The untimely death of a legendary makeup and visual effects guru. A group of his friends and foes gather at his studio, only to find themselves trapped in the artist's horror movie museum as the exhibition creatures supernaturally come to life.
So it's like Wax Museum, but
yes,
for special effects. That sounds
I think that
awesome,
one sounds really
actually.
good. I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we think? What do we think of this duo and these 3 films? Crystal?
Oh, I think it's going to be good. I'm excited. I think... I bet you 50 Cent has a pretty good. Well, I don't. Does he want to go by 50 Cent or Curtis? What do we say, Mr. Jackson?
Mr. Jackson. Yes.
I think, I don't know. It always shocks me when someone who you think isn't going to get into horror gets into horror, and then they look at Elijah Wood. He doesn't seem like a big horror movie, but he's done so much for the horror community, and he's made so many great horror movies and produced so many great horror movies. And so I think it could be kind of cool. I mean, we just got to watch it, just got to see.
We do. I
mean, the music will be good, right? So that's something.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Should be, you would think. Jeff, any comments about this?
No, other than I think Creature House sounds the best to me. Awesome. That's the one I'd be most excited about.
Me too.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I know we've had things like the Wax Museum, but this seems like there's a lot you could do with this.
Yeah, it's kind of like Willy's Wonderland, or what's there's one coming out now. Anyway, let's move on. American Horror Story. Spirit Halloween, yes. Thank you. American Horror Story. If you do not remember, there for many seasons, Gruesome Magazine actually did an American Horror Story podcast every year. But, well, I'm not even sure. We're getting ready for season 11, but I'm not sure how many seasons I can't remember how many seasons we made into it. But anyway, Crystal, we have a new season coming out. Tell us all about it.
Okay, so we're getting into season 11, which is crazy to me. It is coming to effects on October 19th, so just a few weeks from now. It's going to be the traditional 10 episodes. They're going to drop at 10 p.m. on FX. And then if you have Hulu, which probably most of you do, it'll stream the next day, so you can still watch it. They'll be followed by 2 episodes each Wednesday for 4 subsequent weeks.
That's new.
You got that?
That's new for them.
You got that? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be kind of interesting. I kind of like the way it's like not quite binging, but they're giving you a little bit more to it, which is good because I like to binge. This season, apparently the focus is New York City. New York City, get a rope. But I mean, I don't know much more about what the heck that's going to be, but it could be. New York's pretty crazy. Now the cast is so interesting. Joe Mantello, Billy Lord, as of course, you know, is back. Zachary Quinto, whom
Yes.
I love. Russell Tovey, Leslie Grossman. So she's great. Charlie Carver, Sandra Bernhardt.
Well, that's a name you haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm like Isaac Powell, Dennis O'Hare, and Patty LaPone.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm like really fascinated. I love like when they bring in like, you know, some random different people. And they always seem to bring something new. But I'm like, Sandra Bernhardt. I haven't seen her in much, but I do remember watching her when I was really, really young. And I thought she was good in pretty much everything. So wasn't she in like Roseanne? She was good in Roseanne.
I'd have to look it up. I don't remember what she's in, but she was. There was a time when she was around. You know, every week you'd see something about her somewhere. But then
I think it was she was so hot for a while. And Patty LaPone. See, I can't remember what, but I do remember liking her as I think the mom. And I'm horrible at this, but I'm really interested to see like where they go with this. If you've watched any of the past seasons of American Horror Story, I mean, they've had some winners and they've had some maybe not so winners. Personally, my favorite was Freak Show. And I know that's not everyone's favorite, but that's because Freak Show from 1932 was like one of my favorite movies ever, and they pretty much followed that same format. I'm excited. New York City.
I don't know what they're going to do with that. Yeah,
and we don't crazy about like, you know, the more recent ones I haven't been really into, but maybe they'll get me again with this one. They need something fresh.
Maybe. I like that. I like the idea of doing 2 a night for 4 weeks or 5 weeks. So that keeps it quick in and out. You don't get bored with it and forget about the last few episodes. Because that's happened to me before where it's like you get into it and you just kind of like snooze on 1 week and then the next thing you know, it's over and you go, eh. And I don't want to do that. If I start it, I want to do it.
I wait till the end. I wait until everything shows and then I binge it. That's a lot of the reason why I don't like doing the when y'all do the shows every week. I mean, obviously for Chucky, I'll make an exception, but it's because I like to wait until it's all done, and then I will watch it and watch it all. I want it all.
So Jeff, any American Horror Story seasons for you? Or is that a new venture for you?
No, I was pretty tied into it until the election year.
Yes.
And then it was just too close to reality. I just couldn't do it. And then I watched the following year, which was sort of the nuclear apocalypse one. And and I haven't seen the one since then. But it's not that I wouldn't. It just was something I didn't pick up. I probably will now. But I did want to mention Patty LaPone is cast in Ari Aster's new movie, Disappointment Boulevard.
Cool.
So that could be cool. And she's got a ton of stuff. So it's fun to look through her credits.
All right. And
us old guys like it.
And I think they're like already renewed through season 13. Is that right?
Good.
I
do love the show. Even when it's bad, it's usually okay. I mean, you know, it's kind of one of those shows I'm like, oh, you know, kind of weird, kind of quirky. But when it's good, it's really good.
Yes.
You know?
And they do push boundaries. And they do.
Yes.
You know, they like to wrestle some taboos every once in a while.
Yeah, I remember the one that was on the I think it was in the farmhouse in North Carolina that was sort of found footage.
Roanoke, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I liked that a lot. But then I was telling somebody else I liked it, and they started asking me questions about the plot, and I went, "Oh yeah, I guess."
Yeah.
But I didn't care because it had, I was in it for the scary stuff, and found footage is my thing, so I was willing to forgive a lot, I guess. So I'm interested.
Oh my gosh. Life goes on. Oh blah dee, oh blah da. I can't sing it, can I?
Not too much more.
Patty's the mom in Life Goes On.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that's what it was. I don't know if y'all ever watched that. I was very young, but I remember seeing that.
All right, well, that's October 19th. We'll be checking out American Horror Story, New York City. Our next article it comes from Shudder. It's coming in November. It's a sequel to a film we've already watched and reviewed. And Jeff Moore was a huge fan of the original. Tell us all about it, Jeff.
Well, other than I just think it's something I'm very excited about, and I didn't know anything about until this. I like Joko Anwar. We've done several of his movies on Gruesome Magazine. We did, and he does a lot of remakes of stuff that was done either J-horror, Southeast Asian in like the early 80s. Mm-hmm. So like the Queen of Black Magic and Satan's Slaves were both movies from back then that he's remade. So I'm very excited about this. It's being released on Shudder. First Indonesian movie shot with IMAX.
Oh, cool.
But it's not going to be in any theaters here. But it will be released to theaters in Indonesia. So that's apparently where the IMAX crowd is going to be.
They're all going to go over there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the original one became one of the big, or this one is one of the big post-pandemic box office ones. So I don't know, and I don't recognize the names. I haven't cross-referenced them to see who's in it, but I'm excited about this. There's two, Joko Anwar and Timo Gianto.
Yes,
two people I'm always on the lookout for. So this is cool.
I'm so glad you pronounced that name because you did it right. Satan's Slaves Communion, in case you didn't catch that name, November 4th on Shudder. We're excited. We'll be covering it on Gruesome Magazine, so check that out in about a month. Ooh, excited, Jeff? You're excited?
Yes, I am.
Excited.
There is horror after Halloween.
There is. It's sparse, but it's out there. Well, thanks to Shudder, we get one every week, so we'll be doing that. All right, we have a pretty I think it's a huge release coming out this weekend on October 7th, and I don't know why Disney is doing this. They're putting some of these 20th century films products straight to streaming. They're not putting I feel like they should be in theaters. They did it with Prey, and now they're doing it with Hellraiser. So Hellraisers comes out this October 7th. We'll be covering it on Gruesome Magazine as well. But Jeff, there is something incredibly special about this film. Tell us all about it. Why are we bringing this up tonight?
Why are we bringing this up? So a friend of the show, Ed Martinez, who is a special effects artist that we had on a couple of our episodes. He joined us for Decades of Horror 1980s, episode 159 on his movie The Dead Pit, that he was the director of special effects in. And then in episode 162, we did an interview with him on his career. It's a really interesting guy. Unfortunately, he went blind sometime after 2000. And so is working on doing other things in line with those same kinds of things. Like he's a regular on the Clive Barker podcast, for one. So he contacted me, and he is a special tie-in to Hellraiser because he co-edited a magazine called Cenobium from the late 80s and 90s. There was only like a 15-issue run, but it was all things Hellraiser, so it was a labor of love, I think. And he reached out to tell us that he and his wife, Nina, did an interview with the special effects team for the new Hellraiser movie. It's Russell Effects, husband and wife team, Josh and Sierra, and they have quite the credits. A lot of films we did for Gruesome Magazine, Glorious, which we just did.
Yes, that was wow.
And the director for the new Hellraiser is David Bruckner, correct?
Yes.
They also did effects for The Night House and The Ritual, which are both Bruckner films.
I love The Ritual.
A couple of Joe Bagos movies, VFW and Bliss, which I liked a lot. So yeah,
Bliss,
lots of good stuff.
Yes.
The Mickey Keating movie, The Psychopaths that we did that had a really weird accident with a bong, if I remember right. Isn't that the one where the bong pierced the guy's chest?
I feel like it is. Yeah,
smoking. Doesn't that sound? Anyway, so I'm excited about this. And he's got it's going to be on Ed's YouTube channel with shots, behind the scenes shots of the FX and the Cenobites and stuff like that. It will be released on Sunday, October 9th. On Ed's YouTube channel, and it's over an hour. And he told me today that they're doing a second interview with Russell.
Nice.
So I am excited about that. His YouTube channel, we'll put it in the blog notes, but it's youtube.com/user/Edward A. Martinez/videos.
Yes.
So he's like a lot of special effects guys. He was really into stop motion stuff, and he still does stop motion. I don't know if he writes the story, and his wife does. He does these little 1-minute things for his YouTube channel. They're kind of cool with toys and things. Well, not creatures and things. Anyway,
yes.
I'm fired up about this. Ed's a good guy and a good friend of the show, and I know what I'm going to be watching and listening to this on Sunday.
There you go. And now you are as well. All right, that's our news for upcoming films. Let us know in the comments down below which one you're most interested in catching in the future. Of course, we'll cover the films as we find out more about them. And if you enjoy this segment, please hit the subscribe, the like, share with a friend. It's easy and free to do, and every click counts, helping us reach our goal of 5,000 YouTube subscribers. Thank you.